Oneida, Wisconsin. 17, Nathan Tucker from Severn, Maryland. The 18, Tex Herberer from Fort Worth, Texas. From Whitesboro, Texas is Brim Brockmuller. The number 19, the 21, Roxanne D. Paulo out of Walden, New York. 23, Alden Donahue out of Umatilla, Florida. The 24, Lake Hughes from Manning, South Carolina. 26, Absher Hall from Morganton, North Carolina. 27, Grayson Cressman from Shakopee, Minnesota. The 28 of Tyler Mariko out of Anaheim, California. 29, Maximus Carr from Jonesboro, Georgia. 33, Beckham Smith from Canyon, Texas. 34, Levi Guys from Jordan, Minnesota. The 36, Franco Fazio from Hampstead, New Hampshire. The 37, Leo Tomlinson from Kinnicky, Michigan. The 43 of Caden Sedgwick from Templeton, California. Number 45 is Daxton Dingfeld from Vanderbilt, Pennsylvania. The 47, Ryder Kelly from Lamoille, Illinois. 49, Talon Henson from Clovis, California. 50 of Isaac Coffing from Sedro-Woolley, Washington. 53, Samuel Morris from up in Canandaigua, New York. The 54, Ella Crisp from Calhoun, Kentucky. The 55, Paxton Miller from Draper, Utah. 57 is Crew Pasca from Palmdale, California. 64 be Grady Rosser from Forest, Virginia. 65, Weston Murphy from Warrenton, Virginia. 66, Gage Desmither from Contraville, Michigan. The 69, Liam Ponsonby from Irwin, Pennsylvania. The 72, Jet Raw from Big Sky, Montana. The 77, Ryder Anderson from Denham Springs, Louisiana. The 80 of Graham Ferguson from Montgomery, Texas. Also the 81, James Knopp from New Haven, Kentucky. 82, Kate Stewart from Apache, Oklahoma. The 86 of Easton Grant from Wildemar, California. 91, Cruz Lane from Zebulon, Georgia. 93, Brody Fesperman out of Concord, North Carolina. 94 of Lincoln Fulvio from Frederick, Colorado, and the 96 of Dylan Roque from Cortland Manor, New York. And riders are back on the starting line here as we are poised and ready to go in the Mini E 4 to 6-year-old class. Do know a little bit about one rider in this class, Daxton Mullins from Grove City, Pennsylvania, part of the Moto T's legacy. He is the son of Rachel and Charlie Mullins. Charlie Mullins, a former Grand National Cross Country champion, as well as Charlie is the current EMTB GNCC champion 2 times over. And of course, Dax is just getting his feet wet in the world of racing, and I know that they've had a great time in the qualifying process making it here to Loretta Lynn. So the stage is set, the gate has dropped, and we are into that first turn. And the battles are already beginning. Actually, the front runners are really starting to stretch things out. These machines really flying out there. Clovis, California's Talon Henson, KTM rider, taking the early lead in this one on board the number 49. Henson brought to us by CBE Corp, as well as Fly Racing, Larson Farming, DRS Suspension, and Micah Metals. But he's got a host of riders, 41 of them in all, trying to lay chase to him now as they head down through the 10 Commandments for the first time here in this 15-minute moto of racing. And already the challenge being brought on by the 33 machine of Beckham Smith out of Canyon, Texas, out on Hydraulic Plus Top of Texas, Cobra, Sharps Motorsports, Karen, and Otis Lindley-backed KTM. So a lot of these KTMs. We see some Husqvarnas in this Mini E class. They seem to have the market cornered as far as Mini E are concerned in the world of Loretta Lynn's. And here we go. There's the 49. Ooh, here comes a battle back there behind him. That 57 machine railing the inside. That was a beautifully executed pass by Crew Pasca from Palmdale, California, on a Pax Racing Clover Hill Suspension 6D helmets back ride. I would expect to see that we should probably keep an eye on the 57 as he seems to be moving up pretty quick and has a pretty good twist of that E throttle out here in the Mini E 4 to 6 class. Again, you're not hearing anything. Jason and Kevin were talking about how quiet, and you could hear the crowd because it was so quiet with the P-dubs a moment ago. Well, it's even more quiet now with the e-bikes. There are no sound other than the winding of an electric motor.
It's really not that different, I don't think, from the P-dub. The P-dub's super quiet. You can still hear them, you know, when the gate dropped. We talked about it being silent. It's not completely silent. When the gate dropped, we did hear bikes going. I don't know if they're that much quieter than a P-dub that is also super quiet. Now, there might be some familiar names in this one because 4 to 6, you might see some riders who are also battling we have a 4-6. We just had it with a P-Dub, but we also have the 4-6. I guess we're going to call that the gas-powered 4-6 class, where they'll be on Cobras. Last year, the same riders who were battling up front in that class were also battling up front here in Mini E. Talon Hinson, Wyatt McCutcheon, and Levi Gates going to lead the first lap. Drew Posca, Beckton Smith, Nathan Tucker, Grady Rosser, Caden Sedgwick, Abshir Hall, Leo Tomlinson. That's almost your last name, Rodney. It's the same way we butcher it.
Yeah, the way my name is butchered, but no relation, of course.
Yeah, exactly. It's not actually your name. It's just the way everybody says it. So there it is, the 49 of Talon Hinson, trying to get away right now with the number 13 of McCutcheon. They see a 34 of Geis. Into the 10 Commandments we go. So this bike really bridges a gap. You could have a 7 to 8-year-old rider on it as well. You can adjust a couple things, the size of the bike. But I think one of the coolest things about it is 6 power modes. So you could start with a 1, which is essentially just fast enough to keep your balance. A 2, which is maybe the equivalent of, say, a Stasic, maybe somewhere around P-Dub speed. Then 3, it starts picking up pace. They're going to race it on mode 6 here, which is as fast lap times wise as any Cobra or KTM 50.
I was going to ask that question. I mean, so you could, in theory, you could have several different Mini E classes if you wanted to race at certain speed levels.
Yeah, that's really the idea, because the bike costs a little more. I think it's about $700 more than the regular KTM 50, but their theory is that you could probably get on it a little younger and maybe stay on it a little later because of the adjustability, and maybe the cost won't be such a big deal. Wow, airing out that jump in the back. McCutcheon trying to get to our leader, Hinson.
Well, the grand scheme of things, when you look at $700, not really that big a deal whenever you're making this investment. Anyway, look at that. Here's the battle. The 13 machine.
McCutcheon.
Yeah. McCutcheon getting under Hinson there and trying to make that pass, but Hinson seeming to answer back with every push that is made there by that second place ride.
So McCutcheon trying to make the move on Hinson. They're bringing Geis with them. Posca in the number 4 spot. We're into this sweeper turn here.
Is that Beckham Smith right there in the number 3 spot? If that's the case, he's made up a couple of spots and a lot of time out there.
All right, he was 5th a lap ago. We're going to see. So you think that might be the 33?
I think so, yeah. He's right there in the mix of things as far as these top 3 are concerned. And he was 5th place. You do the math, he was about 5 seconds back behind.
Pass for the lead. McCutcheon, big jump around the outside. And Hinson drifts to the right to block the line. And there is that 33 of Smith, not messing around, takes second instantly. Whoa, here we go. We're going to go bar to bar. Oh! And the 33 of McCutcheon comes into that rut a little too hot and tips it over.
I believe that was the 13 of Wyatt McCutcheon actually going down. And
yeah, McCutcheon was the one that went down, yep.
Yeah, Beckham Smith hanging on to the position, so actually moving into the number 2 and hanging on to the number 2 spot. Wow, what a push for him. I mean, just basically in the last lap, he goes from 5th place literally to 2nd place.
Yeah, and he might not be done. He wants to track down Talon Hinson and take over the lead. 34 of Geis going to take advantage of the tip over there for McCutcheon as we head to the 10 Commandments. There it is. Hinson in the lead on the 49. But you got to watch out for Smith. Smith a little bit quicker last time around.
Quite a bit quicker when you look at that. A 2:36.5. Your leader, Talon Hinson, a 2:42.3. McCutcheon had turned to 2:39, but man, really Beckham Smith is really riding the wheels off of this Mini E machine.
Woo, look at that, throwing it sideways, feet off the pegs for our 2nd place rider, Smith. Good form here by the 49 of Hinson.
Well, with that being said, you almost have to think that Talon Hinson leaving a little reserve out there after that second lap of racing, and now that he feels the pressure, we might see those kind of lap times start to dip down into the mid 2:30s for your leader as well.
Yeah, this is turning into a good battle right now.
Oh,
here it is, side by side. Smith has caught him. Can he make the move on the outside? The 33 trying to make the pass for the lead. Can he get out of this corner in time?
I think so, yep. Going to set himself up for the inside of the next turn, so new leader.
Beckham Smith getting it done. 5th to third to now the lead with 3 laps completed here. Not a lot of time left in this one. We make it short for these battery-powered bikes.
All right, so white flag, I believe, going to be coming out this time around as your leaders charge the finish line. Beckham Smith, your new leader, aboard the number 33 at the cheers of the crowd as they go by. Talon Henson in second, 1.4 seconds back. Your new third place ride, I believe, let's see if there's a new third place ride. We may still have McCutcheon there. Let's see, nope. Crew Posca moving up through the pack and gaining several positions in the third now as Levi Geis in the number 4 spot. Wyatt McCutcheon does round out the top 5 after that little get off by the billboard there a few moments ago. Back up front, the battle continues to wage on. Smith now out front. Henson is still trying to strike from back there in the number 2 position. Still a few positions, a few bike lengths back, about a second and a half, but they seems to be matching a lot of the speed that you're seeing out of your leader, Beckham Smith, here in this closing lap of racing as they make their way through the 10 Commandments now. Beckham Smith, one side of the 10 Commandments to the other, looking for the smooth line. Talon Henson coming in from the outside, keeps a straight line through the 10 Commandments, but is still not able to make any gains on the 33 of Smith, as Smith has really found a next level as far as this Mini E4-6 Junior machine is concerned as they head through the red zone, down River Road, and of course into Storyland. Doing a little look-see to see what's going on back there, seeing that gap starting to open up, probably near the 3-second mark now, as it was a second and a half at the end of the lap. But it looks like Beckham's, Beckham Smith having some sort of issue. The machine has shut down. He's reaching for something. I'm not sure what he's looking for. Maybe the key, the on-off switch, whatever the case may be, but there's no kick in this machine. There's really no way to know that something's going bad in this, and all of a sudden, whatever problem, it leads Talon Henson back to the front of the pack in this one. And looks like Henson gets the gimme, but he's got company coming, I think, going through this one. Beckham Smith having the issues. Talon Henson staying right there in the thick and hunt of things, not giving up, and it's going to pay off for the 49 machine if he can keep his machine rolling to the checkers here. Officials off looking at the bike. No one can seem to see what's going on, but checkers are out. Talon Henson will take the Moto 1 win in the Mini E4 to 6-year-old junior class. As we check back to the second place position, I believe that is going to be Crew Posca. Posca, the 57 KTM, working his way up through that top 10 throughout the course of that race. And we'll see if he's able to hang on to it. I know he had Levi Geis right there with him, and it is Posca. And Geis then does finish in the number 3 spot aboard the 34 machine. So we should see Wyatt McCutcheon, Asper Hall, Grady Rosser, Tyler Maricchio, Brim Brockmuller, Caden Sedgwick, and Nathan Tucker to round out your top 10. Of course, we should see also that rider Beckham Smith checking out of the top 10 as more riders check in, and that is exactly the case for that. So Tucker takes 9th, and here we go for 10th place. Actually, it's going to be Tex Herberer. So Herberer coming from back out of the top 10 there on the final lap. And we go to the podium where Talon Henson, Crew Posca, and Levi Geis will be talking with Jason Wygant.
Levi Geis ending up in that 3rd spot when it all got settled. Heartbreaker for Smith. He definitely had the speed. Crew Posca finishing up in 2nd. And your winner is Talon Henson. We got the gold and a Stasic Hole Shot Award. This one is always pretty symbolic because this is a bit of a transition from a Stasic to the real motorcycle here on the SXE5. Let's hear it for our winner, Mr. Hinson, taking the win. All right, Talon, I'll grab that from you, make it a little easier to handle up here on the podium. Whoop. You had a battle to deal with, man. It was a tough race, huh?
Yeah, I got the whole shot, and then I was waiting, and then he got around me, and then he something happened to his bike, and then I passed him, and then I just rode from there.
All right, man. Who do you want to thank?
Mom, Dad, brother, sister, CVE, FMF, Fly Racing, Nahilo, Eagle Grit, Vivid, St. Louis Transport, FMF, and that's it.
There it is, Talon Hinson taking the win. Oh, he's pumped. That's a big one right there. So it gets all sorts of shaken up for our other podium positions. Beckham Smith, man, heartbreak for him. He had the lead at one point, but bike problems there. Crew